I'm going to do a short video about getting deals or agents calling you up with deals before they hit the market. Is this something that still really happens? Is this something that's ever happened? Is this one of them like unicorn myths that people talk about that in reality don't really happen? Well, it don't really happen. So I'm Harvey, I'm a remote property investor, and like many of us in this crazy little property sort of bubble I've been in, I've been struggling, I don't like that word struggling, let's rephrase it. I've been getting challenged to find enough deals throughout from the start of lockdown all the way up until just recently. We've only got our first deal done, and we're in a position, especially for my investors, to be able to buy probably at one point it was probably up to a stage of being able to buy 10. Some of them investors have sort of used their money elsewhere now because I just didn't keep up and buy them for them. So we're starting to get deals through now, and I'm really starting to see this turn, even with these extra furlough schemes, all this stuff. It's really starting to see it turn. But today I get a text message. I'm busy working away. And I get a text message from an agent that I get along with and built a relationship for a while, saying this property's been on with a different agent. The other agent, because of the market, overpriced it, like a lot of agents are doing at the moment. It's been reduced, and even at the price have reduced it, the other agent hasn't sold it, and he's just gone and done the valuation of the deal. And they've instructed them. So he said it's coming to the market in the next about 48 hours. Am I interested? Yeah, for sure I'm interested. The deal, and he told me what sort of price barrier he thinks they will take for it. So this is just to reconfirm and give people a little bit of faith in it, I guess, that if you build good relationships and strong relationships with agents and be active and be on their mind. So all these people that's out there saying in this situation, don't do deals at the moment, sit on your hands, wait till the market corrects, wait to see what happens. The people that do that is the thing when you are not fresh on the agent's mind is they're not the first person you call, no matter how much of a good relationship you've got with them. So for example, this is last year, 2019, I mainly worked on my lettings company. I didn't buy many deals from agents. I think we bought 4 from agents. We've done a few direct to vendor stuff and internal stuff that we had, but for me, doing 4 deals in 1 year is a real reduction. Just buying them, refurbish them, was a real reduction. It wasn't because we didn't have the funds. It's because I needed to work on my lettings company, and I needed to focus on that, get that running well, because we was accumulating too many properties, and what was happening is it's fracturing as a result. And it was like, look, an asset's no longer an asset. No matter how much good the deal is, if we can't manage them well enough, they're just liabilities and it's causing us problems. So I had to really work on that. So I consciously didn't buy as many properties for my investors I bought somebody out last year, but consciously didn't buy myself as many last year. And it was hard as well because I get good revenue for buying investors as well. But I took that conscious decision and we focused on it. We didn't stop, but we just slowed down. And over that year, because I wasn't talking to the agents all the time, wasn't on their minds and popping in and doing what I'd usually do when I'm actively buying, they stopped just phoning me up. And that's nothing to do because I get along with them, don't get along with them. I've got fantastic relationships with some of these agents. Some of them I've been to their weddings, or I've got their private numbers. I talk to them outside of work. I've got really good relationships with them. And because I'd slowed down, being fresh on their mind, they'd slowed down sending me deals and showing me the deals it was about. So as a result, I was really reduced on what I got. Really reduced on them calling me. The start of this year, we was in a position, we worked on the lettings company for a year. We was like, right, okay, things are running smooth enough. Let's now crank things back up and buy a few more properties. Started buying again, got a few in the pipeline and started being really active with all the agents, and they was calling me up again, you know? So it shows you that you have to be actively, and as I said, some of these agents I've had a relationship with for 4 or 5 years, so you've got to be actively on their minds. And throughout this whole period, I've been saying to people, look, do your due diligence, do what you think maybe the market correct by, do what you're comfortable with, a discount with, and just don't move from that. Don't get sucked into overpaying for anything, but still be out there viewing, because loads of deals are done on a follow-up. The last deal we just got done, that got viewed, overbid on, somebody overpaid for it, and they didn't get a mortgage on it, come back to the market, and the first person the agent phoned up was the person fresh on their mind, as I'm explaining. So similar scenario. But as I said, these deals do come directly to people if you build them good, strong enough relationships. Can you build them relationships in a different town? Yeah, for sure. I don't live in the area that I invest in. I live 250 miles away. I did actively go there. I think anybody who wants to build a large portfolio and a business out of it, if you can't spare once a month or twice a month, or at least once a month, to pop to that area to have these in-person relationship buildings, then you might not be as serious about building your business. But you literally can have an hotel, make a bit of an occasion of it, But that said, I've got great relationship with people that I've never actually met in person, that I've just purely over line, and this is the other thing about building your profile out and getting a good social media profile, because agents are online as well. So what agents do as well is they check you out online. What you want to do is check them out and friend request them so they can see your videos, see your credibility, see the deals you're doing, see the stuff you're studying on, and see you're just not another one of these people. Because agents really get wary when you phone up an agent, especially a new one. You say, I'm an investor. They think, oh, here we go again. They're going to start asking for below market value deals. They're going to start asking for off market deals. They're going to start asking all these demands, and they're probably not going to turn up in a week's time. Or they're a deal packager and they've got no investors and they've offered on it, but they then can't shift the deal. So they start, all these thoughts come to agents' mind, because obviously you've had so many, especially with the great training out there, you get so many people start but don't follow it through. So agents are wary of investors, so you have to build up that relationship and that trust and that bond at the front end. But as I said, I've built these up, 8 good touch points with building up relationship with agents is your social media profile. So if they can see your profile, they can see the deals you've previously done, the deals you've been looking at, the education you're doing, and you just build a profile. People get to know, like, and trust without you even meeting them. Meeting them goes a long way as well. Also, obviously, being on the phone, you can get them on Zooms, you can get them on FaceTimes. Agents, way before COVID, was doing video stuff of the properties for me, way before this COVID. So this is a way you can be done. These built relations can be done all virtually. It does help being in person, but it also helps only having to find 50. This particular deal I'm looking at the moment, I think the deposit on it is around 15k, you know, so that also helps. You just trade up. Look, yeah, it's nicer being there in person, and it's also nicer not having to find 80k for my next deposit. So you just weigh up the pros and cons from it and work what works for you. It's not for everybody, obviously, but hence this can be for a lot of people, and anything you can do in person can be done virtually via your phone, and that's including relationship building. That is including directing them towards your social media platforms that you've built up and shared your journey on, which builds you trustability. I've had agents in the past that literally, the first time I met him, because he was new in there, I bumped into somebody outside of a property that another investor, I was viewing a property, another investor I've bumped into outside the property, and when I bumped into them, the guy's gone, oh, I recognise you. He'd seen my profile and my social media stuff. So we started talking about property, really get along with the guy now, he's still in my contact list. And then the agent went off, because we're talking about my social media profile. He went off and checked me out, and then built a bit of a bond, like a bit more of trust, no likability with me. In the end, he actually wanted to come and work with me, although that didn't materialise, but he wanted to work with us. And it's all through my profile, not through me meeting him loads and loads of times. Yes, meeting people in person or call them up really helps, but you just massively leverage yourself when you build up a profile of who you are, what you're doing, and get a feel from you, especially from videos, even more so than any other form. So yeah, thought I'd share that with you. So these deals come through. We've got 48 hours to try and get this done. I'm in the background now. We're just working out the figures. He sent me over a video of it where he's walked around it. I've got a call with him later on just because he knows my criteria. So I'll work out the figures, and yeah, we'll probably be bidding on this today, hopefully, and get the deal done before this next 48 hours and it goes to the market. So yeah, thought I'd share that. Pretty good. Does this happen all the time? Not every day of the week, not as much as I'd like it to happen, but it definitely happens, you know. So get out there, building relationships, still be out there at the moment. Don't wait for the market to be correcting. Depending on what area you're in, do your due diligence, and make sure you're constantly speaking to agents. So hope you find that useful. Remember, if you don't evolve your ideas, you're never going to live on your own terms. So evolve your ideas, live on your own terms, and have a fantastic day, everyone.